We're here with senior water polo players Chris Gardhouse and George French. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. You guys have been back in the pool for a little over a week. You have a great mix of returners. You have some student athletes who weren't on the polo roster the last couple of years, mixed with a group of quality incomers. How have your practices been going, and what have you seen so far in the pool?
So our practices have been going really well. We did a lot of independent practices over the summer, so we have a good group of returners who are coming in, and then so it's sort of the new guys sort of transitioned right into it, and they've picked up our offensive and defensive schemes pretty quickly. So far practice has been great.
You guys are both seniors. You're going to take on a little bit more responsibility than you've had in the past with leadership roles. What are going to be some of your keys to success this season?
Some of the keys that we've already found is our communication this year is way better, whether it's in the pool, actually playing, versus outside the pool. We have plays going through, everyone's able to communicate, and we have kind of installed this idea of senior leadership as well. So although that we do have captains, everyone's leading their own way through. It's not a very polarized version of a leadership.
George, you are also a member of the Kingsman swim team. You have a couple guys on the roster who have competed for the swim team, and you guys were very successful last winter. How do you think that will help you coming into the season and as a group?
Well, the first thing is that we're all trained now to be good swimmers, so that's always helpful. But I think the biggest thing, kind of like I was saying before, is that communication factor of being able to I've been on so many multiple sports teams with these guys now, and so we're able to correct each other in the pool and not get annoyed with each other. We're able to communicate like that, and that's a huge part of being able to have a successful water polo season, is that factor of basically being able to be friends also.
There's going to be a lot of communication in and out of the pool. Obviously, you're going to need to communicate the offensive end. Chris, can you tell us a little bit about what we should look for offensively from this group?
This year we have a very, very structured offensive scheme, so everybody knows exactly what we're doing whenever we get different defenses thrown at us. So having everybody on the same key, and like George was saying, having that communication factor is going to be huge on the offensive end. But yeah, it's going to be more structured than we've had before.
And on the other side of the pool, George, can you talk a little bit about what we should look for from the defense?
We've worked a lot, even just in this last weekend over the summer, working more as a defensive unit rather than working as a bunch of individuals playing defense. And that includes, back to the communication factor, of even communication for our goalie on where he wants your hands when you're shot blocking, where he actually wants you physically guarding someone. And it just that's one of the biggest things about defense, as anyone who's ever played sports knows, it's being able to communicate where everyone is. So we're looking really good because we have so much communication.
And you guys are just over a week into this thing. You're going to head back east to play in the Naval Academy tournament. You're going to face some really tough competition. How do you think traveling early on is going to help you facing tough competition, and how will it help your team cohesion right off the bat?
So I think any time that you get to travel, it obviously does wonders for your team bonding and for sort of getting that whole unit together. And then with this tournament, it's a tough tournament. We'll be playing a few Division I opponents, so I think anytime the higher competition you can play, the better you're going to do. So I think it'll be really great for us to play some top tier teams and see what we can do.
Yeah.
And lastly, you guys are both seniors. This is your last season of collegiate water polo. What are some of the things you're most looking forward to?
I mean, obviously the goal is to try to win a SCIAC championship, so we're looking forward to just finishing the best that we can. Obviously you want to end your season knowing that you did everything that you could to do well, so that's what I'm looking forward to this season.
The other half of it is that I think that we do have a lot of potential this year, and we all see it. So getting to that point, and especially even this weekend coming up, I want to prove that we do have this offensively and defensively strong team. And I want to prove that to everyone. And I think that would be a really awesome feat.
Great. Gentlemen, thank you for your time, and good luck this fall.
Thank you.
We're here with head men's water polo coach Craig Ron, who stands on the pool deck for the 15th season. Coach, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome.
You guys have been out on the pool deck for just over a week right now. What have you seen from your squad so far?
Well, I think probably the thing that's most glaring is their preparation in the off-season. I have not seen a group of guys that have committed their summer, their spring, to just being in shape, playing water polo, but just staying in good, consistent shape and being strong. And they're real athletic, and so we're looking forward. We're able to do things this year that we haven't in the past, just because they're in shape. We don't have to spend as much time getting them back into shape. We're able to start working on maybe some of the schemes, X's and O's type things. So it's really exciting.
You guys have a solid core of returning upperclassmen. How do you think that leadership is going to benefit you?
Well, I mean, off the bat, it's such a mature group. These guys know what they want. They know how to train. They know their bodies. They're able to identify what their needs are. And I think more than anything this year, we are kind of on I would say, a better communication, coaching staff to athlete. They're telling us our needs, we're telling them what we need from them, and it's just been a real good flow for the first week.
You guys have a slew of incoming players. You have some guys who are rejoining your team after being away for a couple of years.
Yeah.
What have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, it's been really interesting. We have really two groups of newcomers. We have our newcomers that are freshmen incoming, and gosh, we're really excited about them. We have two local kids, Andre Lacerna and Stephen Bilal from Thousand Oaks High School. Very fast swimmers. They're here to both play water polo and swim. We have a new center in the team, a big kid, Wyatt Lowe from La Cañada, and then we also have other attackers like Parker Jory from up in the Fresno area that are going to really get right to work for us, I think, as freshmen. We also have some good backup center goalies that'll come out of that freshman group. So we did, I thought, a really good job of bringing in some great talent and really good kids into our program. And then we have another group that are our newcomers because for whatever reason they took a year off to swim or because of injury. So Justin English has been nursing a torn labrum now for a year and a half, and he's done an amazing job getting back in shape and really being consistent with his training. And then Zach Zemecki and Jake Venkis both took some time off to be on the swim team and focus on the swim team, and now they're back to play some water polo. So I think the new coming core is really solid, and it really has helped us be an explosive team. The returners, the maturity we talked about, you got Chris Gardhouse, Mats Albans, who's 27 years old and been playing water polo for so long. George French, Taggart Deal is our center. These guys are really mature. They're very academic minded, great young men, great leadership skills, and just really just want to play great water polo and train like professionals almost. So it's been really nice seeing them. And then you add into the core some of those role players from last year, like Davey Thomas, Matt Fong, Seth Hightower, George Lundgren. These guys can attack like there's no tomorrow. And so we're pretty excited about the core of guys we have out there.
You've already touched on it. These guys are ready to play, and you guys are going to head back east to play in the Naval Academy tournaments. It's very prestigious. You're going to face some really tough competition. How do you think that early season trip is going to benefit your guys?
Well, you know, anytime you can kind of get out of town and just be focused on playing water polo, and then maybe add in some sightseeing and whatnot for, you know, building camaraderie and team building, it's always a nice thing. We're really blessed to be able to go back east. To play at the Naval Academy. We'll play some tough teams. The Naval Academy has a great team. Iona always gives us a great game back there. So we're looking forward to the East Coast travel, but it's tough because you got to go across country and you got to be ready to play water polo. And these guys are ready back there. They're ready to get this season started, and some of those are scholarship schools. So we're just excited to be able to get on a plane and go do some team building, but also play some great water polo.
And you guys are going to turn around, obviously come back west. You're going to play some tough SKYA competition. You guys have a new format in 2017. You're going to face a bunch of the teams several times. How do you think that is going to benefit your team as well, having seen the same team multiple times?
It's definitely a different look. We're now playing each other home and away, almost. There's a couple of games that we're not making. It's a 14-game format. And I think it's gonna help everybody in conference play at a higher level because you're going to really be prepared to play each other, especially in the second round. You know, traditionally we're not really allowed to go and videotape. We can take notes on other teams, but now we're going to actually be able to hold on to our own videotape as well as other teams. So you're going to have to be really not only prepared, but you're going to have to be willing to make some adjustments in the second round that maybe we've never had to do before.
And lastly, I mean, there's a lot of excitement surrounding this team this year. What are some of your expectations for the Kingsmen?
You know, we've talked, we give the kids a team manual, and we just want kids to be accountable to being great team players. Where we go, wins and losses, we haven't really set a number on that. We want to make sure that we are training to the best of our ability, that we're prepared in every game, and we're going to compete to the highest level possible. And if that means win every game, then so be it. That's great. If it means having some setbacks here and there, then we'll try to make adjustments there. But I do like this team. It's just been one of the it's been a very pleasurable team to work with on a day in, day out, morning and afternoon, and watching them just really blend their talents together. We're really looking forward to just getting out there and playing some water polo games.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck this season.
Thank you.